Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of the Third Man Cricket Show. And alongside me, I have Arjun as well as a very, very special guest today in Sands in Sandeep. So, hello, guys. How are you? It's RCB versus RR. And if you all know, Sands has been a very, very regular viewer and he has been responsible for a lot of nice comments on our show till now. So, hello, Sands. Welcome. It's a privilege to have you on the show today and we used to see you always in the comment section interacting but आज बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आपके साथ यहाँ पे स्क्रीन पे बात करके तो how excited are you about this contest to be honest and how are you Arjun as well I think Arjun will be very happy looking at the situation of the game but
Yes,
yeah
yes.
so welcome to the stream guys Sands how are you
I'm doing well, Amog, and hi Arjun, hi Amog, and hello to all the members of Third Man Cricket Show. I mean, I've been following you guys for a very long time now, and to be a part of your stream, it's a special day. मैच देखकर थोड़ा ऐसे दिल में थोड़ा ऐसे धक धक हो रहा है लेकिन अभी उम्मीद है क्योंकि अभी अपना जो मतलब जो तुरुप का इक्का है जो स्पिन डुओ है आना बाकी है सो hopefully let's see if that works out well for us but right now definitely it looks like RCB are going steadily so let's see.
Exactly, and just for an update, the score is 5.4 overs gone. It's 47 for no loss, 5.5 overs. So I think RCB seem to be in quite a good position. I think Arjun will agree to me very much here that I think 1K day pe to chase a total like 170 and to be in such a commanding position, I think it's really good on the part of RCB.
Yes, definitely. This seems like a chaseable total, especially considering the start that RCB has got. But the last 2 overs, the number of runs that RCB leaked, it looks like now suddenly it's a big total because I was expecting a much lesser total. So now it's like balanced each other out. The power play has been good for RCB, so it's made up for the bad death overs by the bowlers. So I think now there's a good chance for RCB to defend and chase down this total.
वेल एग्जैक्टली एंड बहुत सारे लोग कमेंट कर रहे हैं आई थिंक मिलिंद सैनी राजन गेमिंग आई थिंक आरसीबी के काफी सारे सपोर्टर्स है दीज टू सपोर्टर्स कमेंटेड इवन बिफोर वी स्टार्टेड द लाइव सो आई थिंक थैंक यू वेरी मच गाइस क्रिकेट किंग राकेश इज सेइंग हाय हेलो क्रिकेट सिंह राकेश सन्मय is saying welcome to the show Sands by I think Ankit here Omkar Abhinav is asking you a question RCB या RR fan है Sands so I think we all pretty much know that but Sands just to give an answer like you can just tell Abhinav कौन सी टीम के फैन हो आप
देखो दिल तो हमेशा आरआर के साथ ही रहा है फ्रॉम द टाइम राहुल द्रविड़ एंड इवन आई वुड से शेन वॉर्न के टाइम पर उतना नहीं था लेकिन जब से राहुल द्रविड़ had taken over the franchise and the way he led and the way he brought in a lot of young talent तो मुझे लगता है कि आरआर वाज वन ऑफ दोज फ्रैंचाइज इन अर्ली इयर्स जिसने आईपीएल का जो मेन मकसद था टैलेंट मीट्स अपॉर्चुनिटी आई मीन इट सिंबलाइज दैट नॉट सेइंग द अदर फ्रैंचाइजेस डिडंट डू दैट बट आरआर के लिए बोला जाता था कि दिस इज वन फ्रैंचाइजी अगर आप स्क्वाड में हो तो आप एंड इफ यू आर रियली वर्थ इट आपको चांस मिलेगा ग्राउंड में खेलने का सो दैट वाज वन ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाई मेरा जो प्यार है आरआर के लिए इट स्टक आउट एंड इट्स ऑलवेज बीन एन अंडरडॉग फ्रैंचाइजी नॉट दिस ईयर डेफिनेटली बट मतलब जो इतने सालों का जो एक रेपुटेशन है आरआर को मतलब आरआर एक ऐसा टीम था कि वो आएगा एक दो मैचेस मतलब आपको एंटरटेन करेगा देयर वुड बी 1-3-4 ब्लॉकबस्टर मैचेस जिसके बारे में लोग बातें करेंगे बट दैट्स अबाउट इट सो आई होप कि इस साल वो चीज ना हो and it's been a promising start so hopefully we continue that and let's see where we end up but I have a lot of positive expectations this time.
Yes, I think RR से बहुत लोगों को ये साल बहुत positive expectations है यार. I think Sachit was on the show, 5 to 6 days earlier. I'm not talking about Sanchit. I'm talking about Sachit. Okay, and he just said that उसके expectations इतने हैं that he wants RR to finish in the top 2 this year. I think he's expecting RR to finish in the top 2 and उसने ये कहा कि anything below that is going to be miserable. for RR. So I think that's the kind of expectations that the squad has set, in the minds of fans. So again, Mohit is saying, Sands, I love to see you here. I think we have all, enjoyed discussing on your comments so much that it's very happy to see you on the show for the very first time. Sands Bhai का debut है आज on our show. So विशाल बोल रहे हैं Rajasthan Royals gonna win this year. IPL batsmen and bowlers both are informed players and great team. But I am MI fan. यार हाँ मतलब बात तो सही है यार. MI fan हो तो भी it's good that you're supporting and appreciating good cricket. I think that is what is important. Just for an update, 6.3 overs gone. It's 53 for no loss. 6.4 overs, 54 for no loss. Just the score is just getting updated. Isteak Sahu just asking an interesting question. Both you guys can answer. Arjun, starting with you. Where do you see Punjab Kings in this year's tournament at the end?
So I see them playing a very exciting brand of cricket. Like they're going to go boom boom all the way. So I see them like being like the dark horse of the season. I won't say they're favorites, but they're going to cause a lot of upsets and really chase down big scores, and they're going to be that big run scoring team, which is going to be like very explosive from the get go.
Exactly, Sandeep Bhai. Where do you see Punjab Kings finish this year's IPL?
I think all the Punjab fans should be really happy with how the squad has performed. क्योंकि अगर आप पहला मैच देखोगे तो उन्होंने बहुत ही बड़ा टोटल चेज किया था. So Punjab is known for botching up their chases, मतलब अच्छा खेलते खेलते बीच में उनको पता नहीं क्या हो जाता था and they used to finish horribly. लेकिन इस बार जो पहला मैच उन्होंने जीता काफी अच्छा जीता and even the last game अगर हम देखेंगे तो जो स्कोर था चेज करने का इट वाज एन अंडर पार स्कोर कंसीडरिंग द ड्यू फैक्टर. तो उसमें भी मतलब जिस तरह से उन्होंने बॉलिंग किया दे वन कन्विंसिंगली. तो इट्स वन ऑफ दोस साइड्स की मतलब जो काफी थ्रेट कर सकता है. इट कैन स्पॉइल अ लॉट ऑफ पार्टीज. तो आई थिंक a lot of good things to see from Punjab. Only thing probably I would see is और ये एक विकेट गया so good. So
yes.
Only thing I would only thing I would like to see is how does Mayank Agarwal lead the side in pressure situations. अभी तक ऐसा हुआ नहीं है किसी भी मैच में जहां पर मतलब प्रेशर कुकर टाइप सिचुएशन हो. अभी तक जितने भी गेम्स हमने देखे हैं वी हैव सीन प्रेशर सिचुएशंस बट दे हैव बीन सिचुएशंस जो प्रोफेशनल क्रिकेटर्स देखते हैं अपने करियर में इवन व्हेन दे प्ले फॉर देयर स्टेट साइड. लेकिन जब आप when things are at stake जैसे कि एक प्ले ऑफ पोजीशन हो गया या फिर you have to win 2-3 matches on a trot, अगर ऐसा पोजीशन आता है तब कैसे कोई टीम परफॉर्म करेगा उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. सो बट I see Punjab in top 4. Definitely I see them in top 4.
Wow, that's some great confidence shown in Punjab Kings. And जैसे सैंड्स भाई ने बोला 7 overs done 55 for 1 and the big man Faf du Plessis has been dismissed by Yuzvendra Chahal, again one of your prime spinners. Sands by Arjun, 78 runs, 78 balls, I'm sorry, 115 runs to get. VK coming in, no one better than him to bat in this situation in a run chase especially. Anuj Rawat already playing well, 22 balls, 24 with 4 boundaries. How do you look at the game from here? And before you answer, I think Cricket King Rakesh is commenting very instinctively. Nishan Poddar is here. He's saying, hi Sandeep bhai. I think Vishal is posting some really interesting content. Satvik is here. He's asking a question which we'll take in a moment's time. Ryan, as usual, is here as he is always on our show. So, hello, Ryan bhai. Good to see you here again. Thank you for always being here and commenting actively. Arjun, if you can continue, how do you look at this situation?
First of all, as an RCB fan, I think now it's an emotional moment where we'll see Chahal bowling to Kohli. I never thought that'll happen. Like I always thought Chahal will always remain in RCB forever. So this is going to be a really awkward moment. And that too lately Kohli has been struggling against quality leg spin. So I really hope that he doesn't fall to Chahal because that would be like a really sad thing, because already I'm missing Chahal a lot and seeing him dismissing Kohli will be like the saddest thing. And from the match point of view, I think it's the RCB are on course and to chase this down unless like something really dramatic happens. I think they're going in a very steady way, and in these kind of run chases Kohli is the right person to be in the middle.
Well, exactly. And सात्विक ने सवाल पूछा, we've been discussing about this quite a lot. काफी discussion कर चुके हैं इसके बारे में कि do you really going against Rajasthan and in favor of RCB? So, Sands, I want to ask you about this. That do you think that the team batting second or the team bowling first has a greater advantage of winning the game as it has been seen?
This is something we didn't anticipate before the first innings. अभी ये discussion हो ही इसलिए रहा है क्योंकि हमने देखा है कि batsmen काफी struggle कर रहे थे. The ball was
Yeah.
not really coming on the bat. The wicket was too paced. Fast ball मतलब fast bowlers का ball नहीं आ रहा था. मतलब there was not enough bounce. Even when Hasranga ने जो संजू को out किया था, he played it on back foot because he couldn't reach the bounce of the wicket. तो यही चीजें जो हैं ये आने वाले टाइम में होने वाला है टूर्नामेंट में. द पिचेस आर गोना गेट डिटोरिएटेड एंड सम ऑफ द टीम्स आर अनफॉर्चुनेटली नॉट गोना रीप द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ हैविंग ड्यू ऑन द ग्राउंड. तो ये होने वाला था. तो आई सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेड दिस. तो आई एम नॉट समवन हु वुड रियली वांट टू निटपिक ऑन ड्यू फैक्टर. तो मुझे लगता है कि हमारा टीम इतना स्ट्रांग है एटलीस्ट ऑन द पेपर that we can tackle this issue. तो मुझे लगता है कि but it's definitely from an analyst point of view अगर मैं बोलूं तो ये जो आने वाले टीम है उनके लिए थोड़ा डिसएडवांटेज में जा सकता है because बैटिंग में बॉल नहीं आ रहा है तो the batsmen are struggle. तो
yeah, exactly. I think आप मतलब राजस्थान रॉयल्स और आरसीबी आज के आप जो दो फैन हो ना, like जो दो एनालिस्ट हो शो पे, I think both these teams have had the privilege of having very loyal fans. Is what I understand from RCB तो है ही, but I think Rajasthan Royals have also had quite loyal fans behind them with their franchise. अथर्व बोल रहे कि as a KKR fan it hurts to say that RCB has a near perfect team this time and this season might actually be their season. I think Arjun is smiling wide यार. I mean अर्जुन को ये कमेंट पढ़ के मतलब केकेआर सपोर्टर्स से भी सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, आरसीबी के लॉयल सपोर्टर्स तो है ही. बट जय एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. डू यू सी पडिक्कल ओपनिंग सून विद जायसवाल ड्रॉपिंग टू द बेंच एंड करुण नायर एट 2 डाउन? आई थिंक डीडीपी इज अ नेचुरल ओपनर. करुण विल एड मोर एक्सपीरियंस एट 2. सैमसन स्टेज एट नंबर 3 as usual. So Sands, I want to know your opinion as well, after which Arjun, I would like to know your opinion on the game situation right now. Sands, you can go ahead.
See, the thing is, there was always ये काफी एक मीडिया में भी काफी बोला गया था कि देवदत्त पडिक्कल को क्यों लिया है. बट व्हेन वी सी द ऑक्शन स्ट्रेटजी वीडियो, इट वाज ऑलरेडी अ प्लान ऑफ हैविंग डीडीपी एट नंबर 3. तो अगर हम लोगों ने ऑक्शन ध्यान से देखा होगा, वी एक्चुअली वेंट फॉर धवन डिस्पाइट हैविंग डीडीपी एंड बटलर. तो ऐसा नहीं था कि आरआर bought DDP out of compulsion. So there was always a plan. So I feel the team is going to back the plan maybe for a couple of more matches because हम लोग एक भी मैच हारे नहीं हैं अभी तक. तो एक मैच हारने के बाद अगर हम इतना बड़ा पैनिक बटन दबाएंगे, so this will like kind of give a opening for other teams to exploit कि इन लोगों को अपने बैटिंग ऑर्डर पे भरोसा नहीं है. और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि देवदत्त पडिक्कल ने बहुत ही बुरा किया है. ही बैटेड वेल इन फर्स्ट गेम ऑन नंबर 4 पर. ऑफ कोर्स इन सेकंड गेम ही फेल्ड, बट वन ऑड फेलियर इज फाइन. और आज भी उन्होंने कंडीशन को एसेस करते हुए काफी अच्छा खेला बिकॉज बटलर काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे टिल द 18th ओवर. तो आई फील कि मे बी वी शुड persist with जायसवाल फॉर मे बी अनदर कपल ऑफ गेम्स. अगर बात आती है हमारे पॉइंट्स या फिर पॉइंट्स टेबल पर, where we see that there's a threat of us going down in points table, बात अगर वहां तक आती है, then and if Jaiswal doesn't pick form by then we can definitely look for those changes. लेकिन अभी अगर हम उसको बिठाएंगे तो ऐसा होगा कि we don't have confidence on our retaining, क्योंकि जायसवाल को रिटेन किया गया था. तो and he's also मुंबई प्लेयर. वो उन्हीं पिचेस पे खेला है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि these are new conditions for him. तो देखते हैं वो. I hope he'll do well. He's still young. He has shown a lot of promise and I expect a good
And
Okay,
one
yeah,
more wicket is coming.
I think Sands has just had some problem with his network. Yeah, he's back. He's back. So yeah, Arjun, I would like to ask you about the game situation. I think Anuj
Yeah.
Rawat is also out. So 8 overs gone,
Yes.
61 for two. So you have two new batsmen at the crease now, and
Yeah.
it's still 109 runs to get in 72 balls. I think. Do you still think this
Now,
is even, or do you think यार अभी अभी मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा अभी थर थर होने लगा है?
yeah, yeah. So, like little bit to worry now because both the openers have gone. And one more thing, another RCB boy has got a wicket. So, like, it's really happening in that way. So that pattern is continuing. So, yeah, I really hope that they stabilize now. Like the required run rate is not too high, so they just need to focus on not losing any more wickets and keep it
Exactly.
solid. Yeah. And just to add on the point about we were discussing about the particle point, so I just
Yeah.
want to say that if they do change the plan, instead of Karun Nair, they have options like Rassi van der Dussen and Daryl Mitchell also. So they actually have a lot of options to go back to a plan B. That's how strong Rajasthan is. That their plan B itself is so good. So this time,
Yeah.
Rajasthan have a really rounded team.
Exactly. That is a very interesting way to look at it. That there's also Razi van der Dusen. There's also the other player that you mentioned was
Daryl Mitchell. Daryl Mitchell.
Daryl Mitchell. Exactly. I think both of them are quite good. Daryl Mitchell can also contribute a bit with the ball, so he can
Yes.
bowl that medium pace, and that's very interesting way to look at it. But Sans, Afreen is here. Hello, Afreen, another regular viewer of थर्ड मैन आरसीबीएंस जो चहल के विकेट पे खुश होते थे आज दुखी है हम
Yes.
एग्जैक्टली यार आई थिंक इट्स वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इमोशनल मोमेंट्स फॉर RCB fans. Rakesh was asking quite an interesting question. Sans, I would like you to take it that संजू को अंडर क्यों करते हैं उसके कंसिस्टेंसी के ऊपर बहुत बोला जाता है is it correct is what he's asking you.
I mean, everyone knows in third man at least कि मैं कितना बड़ा fan हूँ संजू सैमसन का. But having
Yeah,
said that,
that's
ऐसा
why I
नहीं
wanted to
कि
ask this to you.
या ऐसा नहीं है कि कंसिस्टेंसी का इशू नहीं है. कंसिस्टेंसी का इशू था एंड ही इज बीन वर्किंग ऑन इट. बट बात ये है कि इंडिया में क्रिकेट इतना कॉम्पिटिटिव हो गया है स्पेशली फॉर बैट्समैन कि पीपल वांट परफॉर्मेंसेस, पीपल वांट नंबर्स. तो व्हेन इट कम्स टू टैलेंट संजू सैमसन इज प्रोबेबली राइट हियर, मतलब अमंग बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है कि अगर मैं संजू सैमसन को किसी नए बंदे को दिखाऊंगा who has not watched him bat या फिर उसका मैं stats दिखाऊंगा, so he's already gonna have a notion कि अरे he is not a performer. तो संजू सैमसन का जो रोल है आरआर में, it's of an impact player. He's not someone who's going to win you 14 out of 14 matches, and I think everyone knows that who supports RR. But I feel the opposition also knows the fact that on his day he's a very good player of fast bowling and spin and he can hit sixes at will. मुझे नहीं लगता है इंडिया में ऐसे बहुत कम प्लेयर्स हैं who can hit sixes at will. खड़े खड़े क्रीज पर खड़े खड़े छक्के मारना. So तो T20 में वो एक बेसिक स्किल है. It's not something we call it as a great skill. People talk about ramp shot, scoop shot, unorthodox shot, लेकिन लोगों को चाहिए छक्के. आजकल लोग चौके से भी खुश नहीं है. People want sixes. लोगों को चाहिए कि ये आए मिडिल ओवर में 15 बॉल में 30 रन मारे, gives you that momentum, which is what exactly he did in the previous game against MI जब बटलर और उनका पार्टनरशिप चल रहा था. तो it's all about role. लेकिन अगर मैं एक इंडिविजुअल प्लेयर पर्सपेक्टिव से बोलूं तो संजू को अगर इंडिया में आना है, he'll have to make use of every opportunity that he gets. He'll have to do something.
There's a really close run out going on. There's a really close run out going on, and Kohli's been given out. Yeah.
Who? Virat is gone?
Given out. Yeah, Virat is gone.
Oh my God. Okay. So I think Rajasthan Royals are turning the tide here, against the RCBians is what I feel. So I think बहुत interesting stat है कि RR won both the matches by defending. So I think this is a new Rajasthan Royals कि उन्होंने they have just declared. I can imagine how Sanchit must be howling at the stadium right now because he's gone there to watch the game. So I think all the RR fans दिख रहा है Sands के face पे that they are really very very happy to. I mean, they cannot be a greater wicket, can there? I mean, Sands. Just your opinion on this. I mean, Virat going back still 108 runs required. I think cannot get better for RR.
I mean, it can break morale of RCB supporters and it can boost ours. Virat Kohli is that sort of a player. I mean, that guy just by his mere presence on the crease can intimidate opponents. इतना इतना खेला है, इतना experience है. तो and in chases तो बताने की जरूरत नहीं है. That guy has an inbuilt calculator in his mind. So even an out of form Virat Kohli can actually intimidate its opponent. तो मुझे लगता है कि बहुत बड़ा विकेट है. RCB are definitely in trouble. RR is definitely on the top. लेकिन but I won't count out because अभी David Willey है. There is an experienced Dinesh Karthik whom I rate very highly.
True.
Whom
Me too.
I rate very highly when it comes to finishing games. तो I hope कि मतलब अभी 3-4 ओवर अगर थोड़ा टाइट रखेंगे, थोड़ा मतलब कम बाउंड्रीज देंगे तो मैच में बने रहेंगे. लेकिन अभी मुझे लगता है एक और विकेट गया है क्या?
Yes, Willie also got out now.
David Willey is gone. It's 62 for 4 at the moment at the end of 8.5 overs is what the score is. So Arjun, I'm going to quickly come to you. After that, we'll take this question from Jay. I'm quickly going to come to. There are a lot of questions in the comment section. So we will take each one of them slowly. Atharva is asking, do you think RR management overage SSP? I think we've already answered that, Atharva. So Sands had already answered this just a few minutes ago. But Arjun, I just want to put you into the shoes of Faf du Plessis right now. If you are Faf du Plessis, what do you tell your batsman right now? What is going to be your approach? 108 runs needed, 67 balls to go. How do you look at this game from here?
It all depends on DK now. Like DK is the mature person who's going to be there, who has to be there till the end. Other end, it doesn't matter what happens. Like someone like a Rutherford should come in and try to be aggressive, whereas DK should stay in one end and take the game as deep as possible. And like you said, like Faf has said in a previous match that he gets Dhoni vibes from DK, and DK should completely imbibe the Dhoni in him and take this game as deep as possible. Like if it goes till the end and if he stays till the end, I'm sure we can win. But otherwise, I see it very tough. And actually, DK hasn't come out to bat, so they're really like saving DK for the end. So it all depends
Shahbaz
on
Ahmed is here. Yeah. So
Exactly.
Shahbaz Ahmed has come out to bat. There is a request, is what Nishant is saying. Today is Rakesh's birthday, so please wish him from me. Yeah, we'll wish him from all of us. Yeah, I think wish you a very happy birthday, Rakesh bhai. I think in the next year, let it bring a lot of happiness for you. And यार as a return gift page को subscribe कर देना अपने दोस्तों में. Tell everyone who love cricket, who wish to watch our content to follow and like our content. I think there is a lot in store over the next couple of months, which we will be unleashing here every night at 10 p.m. discussing cricket. And 9 overs gone, 62 for 4 is what the score is. Sands, I think हम लोग जो संजू सैमसन के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे थे, I think a very interesting point which I personally feel which takes him in contention in the T20 squad, later this year in October, is the fact that उनका जो square of the wicket game है, on both sides, even the cut shot, even the pull shot, even on the rise जो वो मारते हैं shots, I think that is a pure blessing to have on wickets like Perth and MCG and Adelaide, where the World Cup is going to be hosted. So I think that is something that acts in favor of Sanju Samson once again. So I think you might be pretty aware because आप बहुत बड़े fan है Sanju Samson के. But do you think these things will help him? I certainly do. I mean, मेरे 18-man squad में there is Sanju Samson for sure.
When the captain of Indian team rates Sanju's talent so highly, when he says कि हमें ऐसा player चाहिए जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में मतलब बॉलर को at will छक्के मार सके,
Yes,
who can
Rohit
play the
Sharma
pull
said
shot.
this. Rohit Sharma said this. कि उनका square game, pull shots and everything. So yeah.
तो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें क्या होता है कि now to get that assurance, now we are talking about Sanju's talent. लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो इंडिया के लिए अभी कुछ कर नहीं पाए हैं, तो उनको वो अश्योरेंस देना होगा। अभी उनको मिलेंगे मौके। आई एम प्रिटी मच श्योर ऑफ द फैक्ट कि आने वाले 1-2 सीरीज में संजू विल डेफिनेटली गेट अ चांस। ही हैज टू कैपिटलाइज ऑन देम, and when I say capitalize, at least show that you're good enough to play at international level, which he is. But some some players unfortunately, मतलब टाइम साथ नहीं होता है, किस्मत साथ नहीं होता है. It has happened to a lot of players. uh, when I speak of such players, I remember Marwan Attapandu. He was a Sri Lankan opener. उनके जो पहले 3 innings थे वो डक थे, and
Yeah,
he retired
correct,
as one of the greatest Sri Lankan captains.
correct,
तो
correct.
और ऐसे काफी चीजें हैं जो मतलब क्रिकेट आपको सिखाती है. That's why
True.
we are fan of this great sport. It's not all about having legends with milestones. These small stories. The other day I was discussing on Twitter with my friends about this new movie which says Kaun hai Praveen Tambe. What a great story. What a
Exactly.
great story.
Yes, yes.
And cricket lovers would know what I'm trying to say here. तो मतलब these stories is what makes and builds new characters. तो मतलब संजू सैमसन को के ऊपर टीम भरोसा दिखाएगी, लेकिन अभी उनको कैपिटलाइज करना होगा बिकॉज कंपटीशन है एंड लाइन अभी बढ़ते जा रहा है. सो द लाइन इज
True.
ओनली गोइंग टू गेट लॉन्गर विद एवरी पासिंग टाइम. आयुष बदोनी आए हैं जो फिनिशिंग में इतना अच्छा कर रहे हैं फॉर लखनऊ.
There's
एंड
Tilak Verma.
Tilak Verma in his first game, the lanky lad, the left-hander, जो इतने आराम से मतलब इतना मेच्योरिटी से वो चेज को लेके जा रहे थे. टू सी दैट एट 19, आई थिंक 8-10 साल पहले जब हम लोग क्रिकेट देखते थे, what we expected of a 17-18-year-old player was to show that spark. कोई ये नहीं बोलता था कि तू आके 50 मारेगा, लेकिन आज के जो प्लेयर्स हैं उनको पता है कि to get that attention we have to do something special, we have to do something out of the box. तो मतलब not just Sanju, any player who wants to play for India, इन सारी चीजों के बारे में उनको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि प्रेशर है. वो आप किस तरह से उसको चैनलाइज करते हो, that's up to the player. No coach can really spoon feed you that. अगर
Correct,
कोई
correct.
टीम का
Sands, there is a very interesting comment for you. ये blue वाला बंदा referring to you, Gaurav Pandit is saying कितना अच्छा बोल रहा है. So मजा आ गया तेरे को सुन के. Keep it up. So this is a compliment for you. And Gaurav, I would like to tell you कि ये बंदा सिर्फ यहाँ पे आके अच्छा बोल नहीं रहा है. ये बंदा हमें पिछले कई महीनों से सपोर्ट भी कर रहा है. Being there on every stream. काफी ज्यादा कमेंट्स किए हैं, काफी ज्यादा सुपर चैट किए हैं. तो आई थिंक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट सपोर्टर्स दैट वी हैव राइट नाउ, नॉट जस्ट अ व्यूअर. आई थिंक ये वो है. हिज नेम इज संदीप and do check out his account as well. His profile is also very nice. He's a Rajasthan Royals supporter. So ये बस अच्छा बोल नहीं रहे, ये हमें काफी महीने से सपोर्ट करते आ रहे हैं. And we are really lucky to have you. We are really happy to have you on screen today, Sandeep. But the score update: 10.2 overs gone, 69 for 4. So I think, Arjun, for the next couple of overs or the next 3-4 overs, I think it is going to be a building process where there will not be a lot of boundaries. But
Yes.
I think they have to set up a platform for Dinesh Karthik to come and slog in the last overs is what I believe in. So what do you think should be the approach from your on?
But the problem is that even now the required run rate is 10.45 already. So they can't be too slow also. They need to ideally one of these two should be aggressive while the other one be solid. And both of them have the game to take on the bowlers. Like last time Shahbaz Ahmed played a very crucial role and hit a few sixes. And this time we need something like that from him. And Rutherford is generally known to be a pinch hitter. But last game he showed that he can be patient as well. So both these players really have to play responsibly and take it deep so that DK, they should not keep it in such a way that it's impossible for DK to do anything. They should just do the right amount of things that can give a fair chance for DK to come in and show himself like what he can do.
100%. अमित बोल रहे हैं हार्ड हिटिंग हार्दिक पांड्या. अभी ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है. सो या आई थिंक हार्दिक पांड्या इज अनदर एक्साइटिंग प्रोस्पेक्ट. आई थिंक ब्रिलियंट प्रोस्पेक्ट दैट ही स्टार्टेड बॉलिंग अगेन. आई थिंक गुजरात टाइटंस वाले तो खुश होंगे ही, बट वी एज इंडियन फैंस आर very happy to see him bowl again because ये IPL की सारी jerseys तो अभी है, इसके अंदर there's an Indian jersey that everyone is wearing is what we know. So I think it's very good to see him bowl. Ryan is asking how many chances should SRH give to Abhishek and Samad to prove. So this is not today's game, but it is a very interesting question. And Akash Chopra said in a comment that SRH should not open with Abhishek Sharma. He should bat in the middle order. They should open with Washington Sundar. So it's a very interesting comment. So I would like to know your opinions on this, starting with you, Sands, then even you, Arjun. Just for an update, the score is 11 overs, 71 for 4. And RCB still need 99 runs in the last 9 overs at 11 runs per over. So I think it's going to be one hell of a chase if they make it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and watch. Sandeep, you can go ahead with the SRH question.
I feel Abhishek and Samad are again. I was talking about impact ends. So these two were bought in the side to create that impact. तो अभी हुआ क्या है कि because Samad was especially Samad because he was retained, so all the eyes were gonna be on him. क्योंकि जब आप एक प्लेयर को रिटेन करते हो, the expectations are high. तो जब because he has not been able to fulfill those expectations, I feel his chances are running out now. तो अभी उनको he'll have to do something. जब I know it's a very very hard role जहाँ पर वो बैटिंग करते हैं, मतलब अच्छे अच्छे प्लेयर्स रन नहीं बना पाते हैं उस पोजीशन पर, बट ही हैज टू डू द डर्टी जॉब. मतलब उनको करना पड़ेगा अगर उनको टीम में रुकना है. ही हैज टू डू दिस बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक एसआरएच इज गोना यूज हिज बॉलिंग एज मच एज वी एक्सपेक्ट टू सी हिम. उनको टीम में रखा है कि तू 16 ओवर के बाद आ और तू छक्के मार के हमको मोमेंटम दे. सो दैट्स बीन समझ रोल. और ऐसा नहीं है कि उनके पास एबिलिटी नहीं है, उन्होंने दिखाया है एबिलिटी है, बट इट्स ऑलवेज बीन दोस 1 or 2 सिक्सेस. समद अनफॉर्चुनेटली नेवर प्लेड अ कैमियो कि मतलब 12 बॉल में 30 रन या फिर 35 रन जिसको देखकर मतलब वो एक आए कि मतलब ये या दिस गाय गिव्स अस एश्योरेंस एट द डेथ. तो इसलिए समद विल हैव टू रियली पुल अप हिज सॉक्स एंड सी व्हाट्स अहेड ऑफ हिम. क्योंकि मतलब ये तो हर क्रिकेटर के करियर में होता ही है. अमोक भाई आपने भी वी हैव फॉलोड क्रिकेटर्स, अच्छे प्लेयर्स के साथ ये होता है कि द शॉर्टेज ऑफ रन्स या फिर द ड्रॉट ऑफ रन्स, शॉर्ट ऑफ विकेट्स.
100%.
Samad will have to go through this. It's a learning phase. उनको जाना है, उनको criticism अगर face करना है, I mean if he's facing criticism, I'm sorry, but that's how the game is. That's how people will respect you and that's how people will love you. यहाँ से
Yes,
जो
I
player
think, and looking at the positive, I think काफी young player है, so I think there's still a lot of time left for him to groom himself, and I'm sure that he will come back way stronger than what he is playing right now. I think he is already one of the contenders to be in the Indian squad in the next 7 to 8 years and then hold his place consistently as a finisher is what I personally feel. Arjun, coming to you, I think Abhinav is not happy with what RCB management decisions they are making. And I do agree with him to a lot of extent that DK should have been out there at the moment because he was the one who could have anchored the inning and taken them to a close to the target, if not chase this out. So do you feel that this is the right call, or do you feel DK should have been there like myself and Abhinav?
Yeah, I completely agree that DK should have come now. But I see where it's coming from. It's not about being better than DK. There's no doubt about that. Their strategy is to push DK as much as possible because if DK had come now and gotten out, then the game was over. So it's like how they used to play ABD in the previous seasons. Like a few matches, they used to keep pushing ABD to the end. I know it backfired, but like tactically, it sounds like the right thing to do because when a lot of wickets are falling, there's a big tendency for more wickets to fall. So now they're using these two to just like stopgap and just stop the collapse from happening, and so that these two can really like take it a little more till the end, so that DK can come out and start being aggressive from the first ball itself. Otherwise, if DK would have come now, he would have had to construct the innings and be aggressive and do everything. So now they're just keeping the finishing to DK and keeping the anchoring and all those stuff to, I guess, Rutherford, because now Sarfaraz is already started hitting boundaries and all that. So it looks like Sarfaraz is going to be Shahbaz is going to be the aggressor, whereas Rutherford seems to be the steady guy who's going to like be the anchor of this innings, like how he did in
Yes,
the previous match.
exactly. I think 50 balls, 91 runs to get still, manageable with the kind of batting that is yet to come, especially Dinesh Karthik. So I think,
And
yeah,
and
yeah,
to
go
be
ahead.
fair, Hasaranga and Harshal Patel can bat too. So there is security for DK to really go bam bam from the beginning.
Very much. Yes, that's very well said. Uh, Abhyuday is asking, is the pitch really a turner on a black soil wicket? Flat one day, turn another. No way should David Willie defend. He needs to emulate a Sunil Narayan. Probably less than 100 gives a psychological relief. Yes, yes, less than 100 does give a psychological relief. I do agree to this, but what do you make of this comment, Sans? Do you agree?
आई मीन आईपीएल में हमने पहले भी देखा है कि जो फ्लैट विकेट्स होते हैं ओवर द कोर्स ऑफ टाइम दे डिटेरियोरेट एंड
Yeah.
उसके वजह से जो नेचर ऑफ विकेट है वो काफी काफी ज्यादा बदलता है. इस केस में क्या हुआ है, बिकॉज वी हैव बीन सीइंग अ लॉट ऑफ हाई स्कोरिंग मैचेस टिल यस्टरडे आई वुड से. तो आज अचानक से हमें मतलब वेयर वी आर सीइंग द बैट्समैन स्ट्रगलिंग, तो मतलब वो थोड़ा एक फर्क पड़ रहा है. एंड आई थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, ड्यू को टैकल करने के लिए कुछ ग्राउंड पर भी कुछ स्प्रे छिड़का जा रहा है. दैट्स व्हाट आई रेड ऑन क्रिक बस. तो उससे भी काफी फर्क पड़ा है. एंड आई फील अबाउट द साइकोलॉजिकल रिलीफ डेफिनेटली. जो मतलब वो 3 डिजिट से जब 2 डिजिट होता है, यू आर इन द गेम. And especially
Exactly.
when you have players who can bat, and with a Dinesh Karthik, uh, nobody is in the game right now. I mean, it's in the balance, I would say.
True. That's actually very well said. That Dinesh Karthik actually has. I mean, Dinesh Karthik बोला मुझे तो याद आता है निदास ट्रॉफी का फाइनल.
Yes.
Because I think that inning, I think no inning can match. At the death, whatever inning that was. I think 29 runs of 8 balls or something like this. I think it was absolute gold for the country. For RCB, Glenn Maxwell needed down the order. Obviously, he has joined the squad but cannot play today. So he'll be back from the next game against MI, if I'm not wrong, or the game after that. So Arjun, do you think Maxwell is? I think when he comes in, he'll obviously make it into the squad. There's no doubt about
Yes,
that. But
definitely.
do you think he's needed in the squad? Like, do you think you cannot survive without a Glenn Maxwell?
Yeah, he's a really crucial person in the squad, and he's that right now. What we are finding the weakness in the team is the bridge between Faf, Kohli, and DK. So now Maxwell is going to be the bridge between the top order and the lower order. And but what's going to be interesting is last two games. Like last game, Billy had an important role to play. This game, Rutherford hopefully will have an important role to play. So it remains to be seen who will be left out for Maxwell, because both these guys have suddenly got a lot of role to play in the last two games. So that's going to be interesting. But no matter what's going to happen, Maxwell is going to come into the team. I feel he's like the vice captain of the team. He's as good as that. Like he's the next big player in the team. So yeah, he's a crucial cog in the RCB lineup.
And
Out.
I guess another wicket has been, yes, exactly. And यार राकेश बोल रहे हैं, सन्मय बोल रहे हैं, आई थिंक अवधूत भी बोल रहे हैं. आई थिंक मैं परसों भी बोला था मैंने कि यार आई थिंक क्रिकबज और हॉटस्टार से पहले हम लोग के व्यूअर्स बता देते हैं कि देयर इज अ विकेट और देयर इज अ सिक्स और देयर इज अ फोर. सो वी आर रियली लकी टू have these kind of viewers. And Sherfane Rutherford is out again. I guess Trent Bolt has picked him.
Yeah.
So
ये आईपीएल में हमने
it's a crazy catch by Saini, like a really good catch.
wow, okay. Where was it taken? I think on the boundary somewhere.
No, behind the batsman, running
Fine
catch
leg,
like a
short
full
punt.
dive. Yeah.
Wow. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, Sans, you were saying something.
अमुक भाई, मैं ये बोल रहा था कि वी हैव सीन अ ट्रेंड इन दिस आईपीएल कि काफी कैप्टन्स जो हैं वो अपने मेन बॉलर्स को लाते हैं जब विकेट नहीं आ रहा है. तो जो कॉपी बुक कैप्टनसी होती है वो ये होता है कि अपने मेन बॉलर को पहले 2 ओवर दो और आखिरी 2 ओवर में रखो. सो इस सीजन में हमने काफी देखा है. फॉर इंस्टेंस अभी ट्रेंट बोल्ट को लाया गया था बिकॉज ही वांटेड दैट विकेट, ही वांटेड दैट ओपनिंग. and we saw Shreyas Iyer doing the other day, we saw Hardik Pandya doing it for Gujarat Titans. तो मुझे
Yes.
लगता है कि ये एक जो है ये this is going to be the new strategy
Trendsetter.
that trendsetter that T20 captains are going to adopt. कि पहले क्या होता था कि मेन बॉलर को आखिरी में रखना है कि ताकि रन रोक सके, तो अभी ये है कि नहीं, विकेट्स चाहिए. तो आई थिंक इट्स अ रिफ्रेशिंग थिंग टू सी कि कैप्टन्स आर वेरी एग्रेसिव व्हेन इट कम्स टू हैंडलिंग द गेम, क्योंकि मतलब उनको नहीं चाहिए कि गेम एंड तक जाए. they want their best players to come and finish the game when and where they get an opportunity. So I think it's a great thing.
Exactly. अर्जुन, अभी अगला जो मैं कमेंट डालने वाला हूँ स्क्रीन पे, आई थिंक यू वुड रियली विश दैट इट हैपेंस. आई थिंक जस्ट रीड दिस.
Yes, definitely.
You would really want that to happen because yes, because Dinesh Karthik is out there.
Repeat the Nidahas kind of an innings, like he needs to go like crazy, and really he's the only person who can save us right now. Like the other batsmen, even though they can bat, they can't do this kind of inning that we need.
Yeah, and I think Dinesh Karthik is out to bat, and it's 44 balls, 83 runs required at the moment for the RCB. 12.5 overs gone, 87 for 5 is what the score is. Ryan Bolre, Tata IPL and Tata Sky. Yeah, exactly. I think that is why we are getting such quick updates about wickets and everything. Mohit Bararia ने बहुत interesting comment किया था which we missed out. It was quite a few time ago that Wankhede surprisingly has the lowest of strike rates in this year's IPL till now. So I mean, just a word. I think Brabon was the highest. The second was DY. The third was Pune, and the fourth was Wankhede. I think really surprising to have Wankhede at the lowest. Yeah, here's the tweet. Wankhede is the ground in this IPL which is showing the poorest run rate. Sorry, not strike rate. Run rate throughout the tournament in this IPL. What are your views on this, Sans, Arjun?
मुझे लगता है कि because the other grounds in मुंबई, द DY पाटिल स्टेडियम हो गया, या फिर पुणे में जो MCA स्टेडियम हो गया, उन्होंने इतना पटाखा विकेट प्रिपेयर किया है कि मतलब बॉल बैट पर भी आ रहा है. देयर इज समथिंग इन फॉर द बॉलर्स. बैटिंग के लिए भी मस्त विकेट है. आई थिंक MCA में जो विकेट हमने पहले एक दो मैचेस देखा इज द क्लोजेस्ट टू व्हाट वी आर गोना गेट इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया इन T20 वर्ल्ड कप, जो मतलब बाउंस भी होगा, पेस भी होगा, लेकिन बैटिंग के लिए भी अच्छा होगा प्रोवाइडेड यू प्ले स्मार्ट क्रिकेट. तो मुझे लगता है वानखेड़े का विकेट इज स्टेइंग ट्रू टू इट्स नेचर. it's not way opposite of what we have seen in previous years. फर्क ये पड़ा है कि जो the other two stadiums जो है, ब्रेबॉन स्टेडियम हो गया, वहां पर इतना अच्छा विकेट मिला है, and also the dimensions are short, तो उसके वजह से रन्स भी काफी बन रहे हैं. तो मतलब इसकी वजह से हमें थोड़ा वानखेड़े ऑन अ स्लोअर साइड लग रहा है. लेकिन फिर भी अगर हम देखेंगे, फिर भी इतना स्लो होने के बावजूद भी मैनेज टू रीच 170. तो इट्स नॉट दैट बैड ऑफ अ विकेट. मतलब हमने चेन्नई में देखा है कि मतलब तरस जाते हैं बैट्समैन एक चौका छक्का मारने के लिए. ऐसे विकेट्स भी हमने देखे हैं आईपीएल में. सो इट्स नॉट दैट बैड ऑफ अ विकेट, बट हाँ, you will have to earn your runs. मुझे लगता है कि ये ऐसा विकेट है कि आपको रन कमाने पड़ेंगे यहाँ पर. You're not going to get a edge or you're not going to get a 4 over the keeper's head. आपको कमाने पड़ेंगे यहाँ पर.
Yes, and I think in this situation, Sanju Samson will do whatever is needed out of Rajasthan Royals to get the wicket of Dinesh Karthik, because एक बार वो wicket मिल गई, then the game is as good as over. So I think getting Trent now is attracting captaincy from Sanju, which I'm liking this season. Yes, not so funny is mentioning this. It is very true. I do agree to this. And another compliment for you, Sandeep, bhai. Voice बहुत कड़क है आपका. So this is what Praveen Rana is saying. So thank you very much, Praveen, for this compliment.
I actually have a question to Arjun.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead.
Arjun, I want to ask ki, when Glenn Maxwell comes back,
Hmm.
would you actually take out David Willey? Because मुझे लगता है David Willey gives you a lot of assurance. I mean, the way he bowled today, and he's one guy who can hit those lusty
Yes, yes,
blows.
definitely.
Uh, uh,
No. Now I
तो
think
मुझे
that Rutherford is gonna have to make way now. Like he couldn't do much in
yes,
this match also. Yeah. But what's going to
yes,
be
yes.
interesting is when Hazelwood comes, whether Billy will make way for him. That's going to be the interesting part. When
I would
Hazelwood
really
becomes
want
available.
Hazelwood and Willie to bowl in tandem क्योंकि Willie looks in great bowling form. एक तो लेफ्ट आर्मर
Yes.
है, ऊपर से ऊपर से उसके बैटिंग के बारे में लोग बात नहीं करते हैं. बट if you watch the last season of 100, he was one of
Yes,
the leading run
yes.
scorers. So
So
people
before the
forget
auction,
that.
before the auction, I was someone who kept on saying that Willie is an underrated all-rounder who a team should target. So I was very happy that RCB bought him. Like
Yes.
I'm also a fan of Willie.
So I hope कि RCB sticks with Willie because
Yes, yes,
मतलब वो एक he's a utility player. He's gonna contribute in all three departments. I think he's a great fielder as well. Nothing to take from Rutherford, but Willie has that experience. I mean, he's
yes, yes,
played
definitely.
a lot of T20 leagues around the world. So I would be disappointed if Willie is actually dropped in. Either be it for Hazelwood or Rutherford. मुझे
Yeah,
लगता है कि
yeah,
हेजलवुड को लाने के लिए they have to find a way to bring in Hazelwood, but विली
yeah.
को ड्रॉप नहीं करना चाहिए because he brings that balance. क्योंकि ऑक्शन के टाइम पर people were not stressing enough on Willie.
Exactly. Yes.
When
Yes.
Willie came in the squad, मतलब वो ऐसे नाम आया और वो हल्के में मतलब आ भी गया. No one even bidded on him, which was very
Yeah.
surprising for me because I followed the 100. तो मुझे लगा
Yes,
कि
me too. Yes.
he would come with a lot of reputation. So yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
hopefully RCB doesn't do
And
that.
it is thanks to this unavailability of RCB in the starting that Willie got so much chance. Otherwise, he'd have had to warm the bench.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Sanmay mentioned कर रहे कि the tide is turning towards RCB. As to DK, no
Yes.
ball, 4, 6 and a 4 again. So DK
Yes.
is
Yes.
on fire and 16 runs of just 8 balls, 20 runs of 9 balls. Now
20
this
of
match
9
another
balls.
boundary. Yes, so
Yes.
3 boundaries and a 6. I think RR does not want this to happen at all. I think. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's getting into a very exciting game.
I have a
61.
question. I have a question. Like we were talking about Sanju Samson and the World Cup squad and all that. Do you guys think that DK has a chance? The kind of form he's showing, does DK have a chance now?
When
Exciting.
when the management puts a full stop on a player, giving age as his reason, मुझे नहीं लगता
Yeah.
कि इसके आगे प्लेयर कुछ कर भी सकता है. Ideally, if you were to ask me, if I had the power, I would definitely, maybe I would definitely say DK to play a lot of professional cricket because he looks in great touch. For someone who has
Yes.
not been playing cricket for a very long time, he looks in phenomenal touch. I mean, people are talking about MS Dhoni, but DK has been doing commentary. तो वो ऐसा भी नहीं है कि he's been playing professional matches and he's been contributing at very important phases of the match. मतलब
Yes,
keeping
yes.
करना.
I completely agree. I
तो
completely agree
I
to what you're saying.
but मुझे लगता नहीं है कि management would really go for that because
Yeah. Yeah.
senior players के लिए we already have a Rohit and a Virat who are definitely going to go to the World Cup
We have a
irrespective of
Bumrah.
what's going to happen. We have a Bumrah, but Bumrah is still young. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि Virat and Kohli are two sureties and Bumrah as well. But
Yeah.
सीनियर प्लेयर्स के मामले में बोल रहा हूँ तो ये
Yeah.
दोनों तो 100% जाएंगे ही जाएंगे. So they are not going to jeopardize another spot for DK, which is very unfortunate कि तुम एक प्लेयर को बोल रहे हो कि तुम्हारा एज हो गया है तो अभी मतलब तुम अच्छा भी खेल रहे हो, it's fine. So it's one of those discussions where you're going to have divided opinions. People are going to
Yes.
say
Exactly.
there are a lot of young players waiting, but there are also a section of people who are going to say what's this age criteria when the player is performing. So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
That's what the point
there's no
is.
right or wrong in this. मतलब
Correct.
And when comes to age, then if you're looking at older players, then Dhawan also will stake a claim. So it's like never ending the cycle. Like once you open it up for a senior player, so
Exactly.
many people come into the squad. Yeah, it's like
True.
crazy.
And I think Shahbaz Ahmed is really playing a smart game here. जैसे strike आया उसने single निकाल के he gave it back to Dinesh Karthik. So
Yes.
I think this is really good batting by Shahbaz Ahmed as well, because the batsman who's in form, it's ensured that he's getting most of the strikes. So it's really good on RCB's part. 34 runs still needed of, I mean,
One
34
more
balls.
boundary. One more
Sorry.
boundary. Yeah.
One more boundary. Okay, so 33 balls, 52 runs is what is required now, if I'm not wrong, Arjun.
Uh, yes. I'm also on
Exactly.
Hotstar, so the Tata Sky people will know better.
Yeah, exactly. So Pranit is mentioning DK could win this for RCB. There's still Hasaranga and Harshal Patel to come.
Yes.
Exactly. Sands, अब तक मैं अर्जुन को पूछ रहा था कि what is going to be your game plan and everything. Now I would like to ask you the same, that what is going to be your game plan, because DK has started with a bang. 10 balls, 24 runs. I think playing really well. 34 runs in 56 balls. If DK is batting like this, I think seems quite possible, right?
डेफिनेटली आई मीन मैंने पहले भी बोला था जब 5 विकेट गिरे थे द मैच इज डेफिनेटली इन बैलेंस. अभी आरआर को यहाँ पे रन रोकने की जरूरत है फॉर एटलीस्ट फॉर द नेक्स्ट कपल ऑफ ओवर्स, बिकॉज डीके इज इन अ रियली गुड हिटिंग फॉर्म. वो गैप्स भी ढूंढ रहा है, वो आई मीन ही इज प्लेइंग दोस अनऑर्थोडॉक्स
Yeah.
शॉट्स. तो आई मीन typical of what we saw him in Nidihas Trophy. So at this moment, probably Sanju should be thinking about stop those leakage of runs, क्योंकि अभी मैच काफी क्लोज हो रहा है. One more wicket would probably jolt DK a bit. वो थोड़ा संभल जाएगा, and maybe that's where we'll find an opening. And if we get DK, even better. But as one of the comments mentioned, they still have Hasaranga and Harshal Patel, who
Yes,
can bat
exactly.
decent. I mean, हसरंगा ने तो मतलब श्रीलंका को मिडिल ऑर्डर में काफी अच्छे रन्स मारे थे वर्ल्ड कप में. वी हैव सीन दैट.
Yes.
So he's more than a handy batsman. So I hope RR, I'm sure they are aware of this, and I hope कि अगले 1-2 ओवर में कुछ मैच पलट जाए. So let's
या
see
फिर
what
संचित स्टेडियम में से जिंक्स कर दे. I mean anything like this.
Yeah.
नहीं, वो उसने मौन व्रत रखा है. मैंने उसको बोला है तो कुछ नहीं बोलेगा.
Oh wow. Okay, that's nice. Avdut is saying one more 4. So I think we've got another update that एक और 4 मार चुके हैं. अवधूत बोल रहे हैं if DK plays like this, he can also improve net run rate
Yeah,
for
that's too.
RCB.
That's
I
thinking
think
too
that
ahead.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think he should win the game first. But
Yes.
Rakesh is saying DK को out करना चाहिए. Yes, exactly. That's what every RR fan is hoping right now. So, bolt over needed to remove Dinesh Karthik is what Vishal is saying. So, Sands, would you risk another bolt over here? Because I think he's already bowled 3, and this is just the 15th over. So, if you bowl him right now, I think you will have 4 overs left with no bolt. Would you risk that? Would you risk that?
The other day we saw Hardik Pandya giving Loki Ferguson completing his quota, and he did
Yeah.
get wickets. But
True.
it's one of those moves कि अगर if it pays off, सब लोग ताली बजाएंगे. But if it doesn't pays off, सब लोग कॉलर पकड़ने आएंगे. So I think Bolt has done his job by getting us the breakthrough in third over. We will have to keep in till for the final overs, because अभी match will go down to the final overs. ऐसा नहीं है कि RCB might finish it in another couple of overs, because काफी runs हैं.
Yes.
So I think one of the other bowlers, maybe Navdeep Saini, yeah, maybe Prasidh Krishna, will have to get that opening from somewhere. I mean, it's one of those stages of the match where you need fielding brilliance. मतलब fielders have to be alert. Maybe take a
Yeah.
blinder of a catch, get a brilliant run out, which we saw from Chahal Samson for Kohli. So those sort of efforts can turn the match for you, because last match against MI में भी हमने देखा ईशान किशन का काफी तगड़ा कैच लिया था सैनी ने.
Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
that catch not been taken, MI would have won by 8 wickets, because
That was
काफी
both
अच्छा
of them were
moment.
batting pretty well.
Both of them were batting pretty well. So I think
Yes.
अभी एक थोड़ा उनको ब्रेक लगाना पड़ेगा. आरसीबी के
And
गाड़ी को काफी
one more
ज्यादा
thing,
मार रहे हैं.
yeah, just want to say something. Like earlier, we were praising like Hardik's strategy of and the new strategy of playing out your strike bowlers. This backfired for Jadeja when he played all his strike bowlers, and in the end, it was only Shivam Dubey and Mukesh Chaudhary who were left. So it's really a double-edged sword. Like you can't bowl out your strike bowlers either. You need to keep at least one of them to the end because CSK
I think
really suffered because of that.
Yes,
I
so
think with
RCB needs
CSK,
30 runs of 30 balls, 45 runs. यार मैं balls को runs क्यों बोल रहा हूँ मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा. RCB needs 45 runs of 30 balls right now. I think Bolt का एक over है. There's still Chahal 1 over remaining, and there's Navdeep Saini का 1 over remaining. But Navdeep Saini has been a bit expensive today. 3 overs, 36 runs, but he's got a wicket as well. So I think we'll really have to wait and watch. Sands आप कुछ बोल रहे थे.
मैं बोल रहा था कि व्हेन इट का सीएसके का बॉलिंग का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि दे डोंट हैव अ वेरी गुड अटैक दिस टाइम अनफॉर्चुनेटली
True,
बिकॉज देयर इज नो
true.
दीपक चाहर.
Yeah.
तो
Yes.
अगर स्ट्राइक बॉलर को तुम आगे दो भी दोगे और वो अच्छा काम करेगा भी, सो यू डोंट हैव अदर प्लेयर्स टू बैक इट अप.
True.
But
Because
Sands, I
RR,
think, yeah, I think
yeah,
Irfan Pathan has raised a very nice point that you cannot be, losing just because you don't have one frontline bowler. I think that's not how you build a team, right? So I think I found that point pretty valid. That just because Deepak Char is not there does not mean CSK is losing 3 games. So valid point, right? I mean,
I mean it
Yeah.
is a valid point. The thing is when we went in auctions this time, हमको बोला गया था कि ये टीम होने वाला है एक दो तीन साल तक होने वाला है. I mean the
yeah,
mini auctions are not confirmed yet. ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि ये अभी जो auctions है वो 2-3 साल तक होने वाला है. So CSK had a choice: either stick with their core team, which did win them championship last year, or try and build a future and maybe just revamp the squad completely. तो दे स्टक विद देयर कोर प्लेयर्स. अभी इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, 4 out of 11 players are not playing any sort of professional cricket. They are not playing any T20 leagues. ना
yeah.
तो उनके पास मैच प्रैक्टिस है. सो उसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है कि अभी कंपटीशन भी बढ़ गया है. पीपल आर फॉरगेटिंग दैट वी हैव 2 more teams. द कंपटीशन इज कट थ्रोट. So
True.
हमें देखना पड़ेगा. So CSK has to, they had an opportunity to really get some good bowlers, but they stuck with their core group. That's what CSK franchise is, that they love sticking to their core group.
Yes,
They
yes.
love keeping their players as family, and
True.
it has worked for them. But cricket has evolved, teams have evolved, teams know other teams strategy. तो उसके हिसाब से थोड़ा हटके सोचना पड़ेगा सीएसके को. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इसके
Exactly.
वजह से दे आर गोना सफर इन द बैक एंड ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट.
Exactly.
तो अभी
Exactly.
तीन मैच हार कर हाउ आर दे गोना कम बैक.
Bounce back.
It's yeah.
Exactly. Sai Sachit mentioned correct. This is a disgrace. RR is better than this. So another Rajasthan Royals supporter in Sachit. Ryan बोल रहे Saini forgot that he is not in RCB. Yeah, I think this is meme material. So RCB currently needing 40 runs in 28 balls. I think Shahbaz
Yes.
Ahmed has smashed another boundary if I'm not wrong. So this is what it looks like at the moment. And Namish बहुत अच्छा point mention कर रहे हैं कि Chahal over will decide the match, because we have
Yes.
forgotten there is also Prasidh Krishna, who's bowling right now and who's got another over to bowl after this. So I think there's Prasidh Krishna as well. Navdeep Saini का एक over है, and then Yuzvendra Chahal obviously. So I think Chahal का bowling over will decide the game to quite some extent.
Yes.
मुझे लगता है कि this is one of those, I mean I'm happy that we had this game today irrespective of the result, क्योंकि it's been one of those pressure cooker matches. दोनों साइड से मतलब टीम का पूरा बचा हुआ है. आई मीन डगआउट में अगर आप देखोगे, RCB is not celebrating yet. They are happy, yes, the runs are coming
Yeah.
easy and fast right now, but it's one of those games where both the sides are really not sure of what's going to happen next. So I feel अच्छा हुआ कि ये गेम अभी आया, because there a lot of learnings could be taken for the upcoming matches. So as far as the bowling is concerned, I think after picking 5 wickets, leaking so many runs is not expected. When you're 5 down, you don't expect a partnership of 44 from 18. But that's T20 cricket for you. Game कभी
Exactly.
भी पलट सकता है किसी भी
That's the experience
over.
that Dinesh Karthik brings to the table.
Yes.
That's the experience that Dinesh Karthik brings to the table. And मैंने तो बोला भी था क्रीज पे आने से पहले, until that man is not
Yeah.
out, you cannot be sure of the result, because I mean he's captained his side to Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
Yeah.
So we know what he's capable of.
And the best
And
part is normally
I think it is still not too late. Yeah, I mean, 27 balls, 39 runs. I think at this point, even if they get the wicket of Dinesh Karthik, they'll make it quite tough for
yes,
Rajasthan
yes,
Royals.
yes, yes.
No, it's definitely not late. It's definitely not late. We do have a chance, but we have given them a hope. जो 5 विकेट के बाद थोड़ा ऐसे नहीं था.
Hmm.
They were trying to consolidate after they lost 5th wicket, but
Yeah.
now it's us who are trying to consolidate. We are trying to increase that gap between
Yeah.
runs and balls. So,
True.
matlab, so that's why I feel the match is not over yet. But RR will have to be extremely smart in the remaining balls that they have, because अभी
Exactly.
एक एक चौका बहुत बहुत महंगा पड़ने वाला है.
बहुत ज्यादा और एक एक नहीं,
बहुत
दिनेश कार्तिक 5 चौके और 1 छक्का लगा चुके हैं अभी तक. Even Shahbaz Ahmed has hit 3 boundaries and a 6. So I think it is really starting to hurt RR right now, because 25 balls, 38 runs required. I think if 32 runs in the last 4 overs now. So I think if this partnership is not getting broken in this over, then I think it's really going ahead to hurt the Rajasthan Royals. Ashwin, for what he's an off spinner and not a leggy. यार संचित आज पूरा मतलब इसके
Ranting.
material.
I would like to talk about the Ashwin over here. I would like to talk about the
Sure,
Ashwin over.
sure,
A
sure.
lot of people are not taking in consideration that Ashwin and Dinesh Karthik have played a lot of cricket together. They
Together,
have
yeah.
literally,
Tamil
they
Nadu.
have literally, yeah, they have. I mean, उनका पूरा cricket life एक साथ ऊपर बढ़ा है. They have bowled to each other in nets. So, and also they have spent a lot of time together. So Dinesh Karthik knows what Ashwin can think probably. So he probably outsmarted him in that over, because Ashwin is not one of those bowlers who would very often get smashed for a 20-25 runs. So
And one more thing, the beauty of DK is normally when you look at a player in this situation, like a finisher, you expect like power hitting, sixes, and muscle and all that. DK is the kind of player who just finds the gaps and plays those perfect 360-degree shots, and really it's about finding the gaps. He's not a power hitter. He's a timer of the ball, and that's what makes him so special. Like, I don't see anyone else who's like such a good timer of the ball and doesn't rely on power. It's all about timing.
Well, exactly.
DK,
Sand, a very interesting
yeah.
question I would like to pose to you. When do you give Chahal the remaining over, or is there anyone else who can take up? Because Navdeep Saini का एक over है, Prasidh Krishna का एक over है. There's Trent Bolt with 1 over, but there are 4 overs remaining. So who do you go for the 4th, and
I
when?
think 16 overs are done.
Yeah,
If I had the choice, I would give him now, because
right
the
now,
more you
exactly.
delay, the more chances you're giving him of going for a 20-25 run over. तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि अभी बॉल करें, क्योंकि अभी रन्स हैं. अगर वो एक छक्का खा भी लेगा, there's always a hope for a wicket. So he's your best bet right now. So I think RR should definitely go for him right away. तो देखते हैं.
Exactly. And Arjun, if Chahal comes into the attack right now, would you target him or would you take the game deep? Because targeting him can cause in a wicket as well.
Yeah, I would say that they play him out, like get like maximum like target like 1 boundary, or just take singles every ball and just play it out. Or maybe they can make Shahbaz attack Chahal and make DK stay put, because if Chahal gets DK's wicket now, then the game is over again. So Shahbaz should take the risk. And generally, left-handers attack the leg spinners. So I guess Shahbaz will be the one who will take the aggression.
Exactly. That's a very interesting point to have. But strategic timeout हो चुका है. 24 balls, 32 runs required, 8 runs per over. I think if DK, Shahbaz, there's still Hasaranga, Harshal Patel to come, should not be that tough a chase for RCB from now on, is what I personally feel. इस ओवर में बस 5 विकेट आ जाए is what Pawan is speaking, literally an RR supporter, clearly, a die-hard RR supporter. Sanmay Ravi, yes, Sands, we were correct. UZ is into the attack straight after the timeout for the 17th over. So I think it will be interesting to see the approach of both the teams here in this. Sachit is saying, not to contradict you, but Ashwin has bowled to Karthik just as much as Karthik has faced Ashwin. So it was clearly bad bowling and not Karthik outsmarting Ashwin is what Sachit is saying. So I mean, one
Uh,
RR supporter talking to another RR supporter. So yeah, Sands, all over to you.
not to contradict to Sachin's point here, definitely that was a bad over, but I'm saying what led to that bad over. I mean, you would not probably bet on Shahbaz Ahmed to go for 20-25 runs. If there was anyone in this lineup who was capable of taking that many runs from Ashwin, it was DK because of the cricket that is played with him. I'm not defending his bad bowling. He's definitely bowled a rare bad over that we see from Ashwin because Ashwin is known to be economical. वो इतना ज़्यादा runs कभी देता नहीं है. So definitely bad bowling. I mean, not to take that away. लेकिन डीके प्रॉबली नोज, मतलब इतने साल जब तुम एक बॉलर के साथ सामने खेलते हो, you get to know इसके you get to read his mind, what he might be thinking. तो
True.
मैं उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बोल रहा था.
Correct. And first 3 balls, Chahal has just gone for 1 run. So I think
Yeah.
the first 2 balls were dots, and the third
Yes.
one, Dinesh Karthik has taken a single. So I think it seems to go well at the moment for Rajasthan Royals, considering the first 3 deliveries. So I think Arjun, आपकी जो advice थी वो काम कर रही है. I think they are following.
I'm guessing that Shahbaz will try at least one boundary in these 3 balls.
Yes. Because it's a lefty bowling, a lefty ahead of leg spinner. So I think it is on the cards.
I
It will be very
feel
interesting to see. Yeah. Go ahead.
I feel Shahbaz is gonna go for the kill, and DK is the one guy who's gonna stay back, who is gonna score that one off boundaries because शाहबाज का जो हिटिंग फॉर्म अभी चल रहा है इस मैच में, मतलब वो काफी अच्छा मार रहे हैं. और उन्होंने पहले भी किया है आईपीएल में. इवन द वन दैट वी हैड इन दुबई, he had that one innings where he absolutely tonked ballers all over the park, and he picked up wickets. So we have a lot of all-rounders in the RCB side, which are not adopting at the moment. हमारा strategy ये रहा है कि go with the specialists, चाहे बैटिंग हो बॉलिंग हो. So
Exactly.
I think that's gonna change probably in upcoming games. We'll very soon we might see Jimmy Neesham in the squad, and
Interesting. That's really
yeah.
interesting. But guys, the first 5 balls have gone for 3 runs. So I think pretty much watched the RR wanted here, and 19 runs, 29 runs required in 19 balls is what the equation is. Sanmay update दे रहे Tata Sky वाले कि 3 over में 28 runs are required. So I think 4 runs from a 17th over of Yuzvendra Chahal. Sands, how important was this over, and how well has Chahal bowled if he's given just 4 runs in the 17th over?
I think he has bowled outstanding. मतलब 4 ओवर में 14 रन, 2 विकेट उस पर I mean सोने पे सुगा है. तो I mean he has really played well. I sort of felt that RCB batters, especially Virat Kohli and all जब थे, तो they would maneuver the strike easily. लेकिन ऐसा करने नहीं दिया उन्होंने. The middle order phase for RCB was the worst phase of this match so far, because वो middle order phase के बाद they have been on the road to recovery. अभी तक जो recovery हुआ है वो middle order phase के बाद ही हुआ है. तो I think it was very smart of DK also to not go after Chahal. उनको पता चल गया था maybe if we play out this guy and we have other 3 bowlers, fast bowlers हैं, we'll have pace on the ball, so maybe we can try and attack. And
in spite of this 4-run over, the required run is still only 10. So it's not that big also. So RCB could afford a 4-run over.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's
So
very well put, Arjun. And Trent Bolt is finally into the attack for his last over. First ball pe, I guess there was a single, no, there was a dot ball. So no run taken on the first ball. So 17 balls, 28 runs needed still. Shahbaz Ahmed is on strike. And I think Abhishek was mentioning that this IPL is much greater than past years. No team is strong. Every team has got loopholes. I think this is a very nice point to discuss. If Arjun, Sands,
That's
both
true.
of you can take this up as the match is progressing, I think this is something very interesting that every team has got loopholes. It is very different than the
I think
previous year.
I think this was expected when it became a 10-team tournament. There was going to be a dilution
True.
of the talent because so far we're used to 8 teams, all the best players competing against each other. But now the
Yeah.
talent pool has increased, and there are a few unknown players who are getting a chance in the starting 11. Who or some people who are last few seasons who have not been regular players have suddenly been pushed into regular player roles. And of course, there are some teams who have botched up their auction strategy or have really paid a lot on some player and that person has been injured or unavailable. So these kind of external factors that have come out of the mega auction as what is making all these loopholes come. So I think that's the reason. The mega auction is the reason for these loopholes.
Yes. Sands, just before I come to you, Shahbaz has hit a boundary as well as a six in the same over of Trent Bolt. So I think he's really turning the heat on, as Sanmay is saying, turning this match. So I think just
Definitely.
18 runs required now of 15 balls. I think now RCB would not want to take this till the last over, and Phukat ka tension badhana nahi chahenge. They would end this in the
I think
second last over
that's the
itself.
game. I think that's the game
Yeah.
because I don't see RR coming back from this, and that's me. That's not me being negative, but that's what the game is. I mean, the way they are hitting the ball, the way they are timing the ball, it looks like RCB is exactly what Falak says. Now it's RCB's game to lose, so
Exactly. Exactly.
देखना पड़ेगा.
RR
Uh,
stands a very interesting point to discuss with you. Abhishek is saying RR's dead bowling is weak. What do you make of this?
This was a point which was raised by almost every analyst that we saw on the mainstream media. Death bowling or इनके पास नंबर 7 नहीं है. So I think this is one thing that the bowling unit will have to work out. We did defend we did defend against Mumbai Indians, but आज we literally took a beating from an all rounder who is not a proper batsman.
Yeah.
I mean Shabazz has done a lot in domestic cricket, but
Yes, yes.
you won't have in your team
Oh,
for
wait,
his batting.
wait. Guys, Shahbaz is out. So Shahbaz Ahmed has just got out. I think Satwik, Sachit, Ryan, everyone mentioning that Shahbaz has gotten
Yes,
out. So
yes,
again,
yes,
thank you for
yes.
the update, guys. So I think we'll have the update on Crick Buzz. Yeah, it's 154 for 6, 13 balls, 16 runs to get.
But
I think
honestly, I feel he's done his role. He's like definitely
very
done
well.
more than his role. Yeah, he's done a really good job. So I won't blame him much. But yeah, the game is again slightly open. So anything can happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Sanmay is asking the right thing. A wicket too late. Yes, I do agree that it's quite too late now. Rishi is asking. Shahbaz Ahmed has been brilliant, and I don't see many people talking about him. If he keeps this kind of run going, he can be seen at the highest level. Yes, but I think यार 130 करोड़ की आबादी है यार 11 लोग खेलते हैं. I mean किस किस को देखोगे यार? मतलब I think this
And
is also I think it's a good headache to have, right, Sans?
and
It's
one
really good
interesting
headache
thing,
to
just
have.
one thing,
Yeah.
Harshal Patel has come ahead of Hasaranga. This is an interesting thing.
Wow. Yeah, it is indeed an
Yeah,
interesting. It will be interesting to look at his approach.
yeah.
Harshal Patel, right-handed, comes out to bat at the crease along with Dinesh Karthik. I think Dinesh Karthik quite has the experience to take RCB home here. But yeah, Sands, if I may
Yeah, yeah.
ask you, you were
Sense.
just about to say something on the point.
मुझे लगता है दिनेश कार्तिक गाड़ी के पीछे वाले सीट में बैठकर गाड़ी चला रहा है. ही इज कंट्रोलिंग द मैच राइट नाउ. He knows how to take this match deep, and I think the players are well aware of what their role is. Harshal has
You mean
probably come to
you mean वो मिस्टर बीन वाले के जैसे पीछे वाले सीट के बैठ के पैर से
बिल्कुल 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 उसको पता है कि अभी क्या होने he wants Harshal to probably get those one odd boundary and really bring the run rate down, and I won't be surprised if Harshal Patel gets out trying to do that because उसको भेजा ही इसलिए.
Yes.
So if it comes down to Hasaranga and DK, maybe then we might see little bit of nerves coming in. But I would still say abhi it's RCB's game to lose. A wicket too late.
True. Yes,
So
yes, that's true. That's true. And
Dinesh
Sachit is
Karthik
saying
को out
all
करो.
फिर interesting हो जाएगा. Sachit is saying, all these problems could be sorted by bringing Nisham in. So yeah, I think that's always an option which is open to Rajasthan Royals. Or a suggestion from Pawan, he's saying Vander Dusen should replace Yashasvi Jaiswal, जिसके ऊपर we have already discussed that it's a bit too early. Sands bhai, I think you were lucky. Sky was still injured, otherwise that game would also you have lost. यार फलक ये थोड़ा over confidence हो गया यार. I mean, we have to accept that Mumbai did not play quite well after Tilak Verma got out, and that is the reason that we lost the game. But yeah, it will always be good to have Sky. But I think
I think
this we have to give to Rajasthan Royals.
Yes.
I think just to answer that to Falank, I think Tilak Verma more than filled Sky's shoe at that particular day. उन्होंने जो
Yeah.
उस दिन नॉक खेला था,
Definitely.
it was outstanding. But I'm not disagreeing to what Falak said. Sky is definitely a much better batsman than what he was before getting in the team. अभी बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस है, मतलब 360 डिग्री प्लेयर है, मैच चलाना जानते हैं स्काई. तो ऐसे बहुत कम प्लेयर्स हैं टीम में who know how to run play along, मतलब वो मैच चलाना जानते हैं, एंड तक लेके जाना
Exactly.
जानते हैं. तो that would have been maybe the results would have been different with Sky in
Yes.
the match, but I
And
think Tilak Verma
Falak,
did.
yeah, Falak, I think Omkar is answering your question. We can't rely completely on Sky. So, one MI fan answering another MI fan. So I think that really puts it out there. Ryan बहुत frustrated है. सात्विक का question ले लेते पहले. Dew finally got the better of Rajasthan. What do you all think? I think Dew थोड़ा कम देखा गया है in the past couple of games. I'm not really watching the game live, but this is what I have been told, that Dew थोड़ा कम दिखाई दे रहा है because yeah.
There is a bit of dew, ऐसा नहीं कि dew नहीं है, but that's bound to happen in any night matches. मतलब तुम
Yeah.
किसी भी कंट्री में जाओ, रात के मैचेस में ड्यू होगा ही होगा, but the amount of dew that we have seen today is nothing to what we saw on previous matches. मतलब वहां पे तो
Yes, yes.
तालाब बन गया था. I mean, the balls were slipping out of the hands, मतलब चौके नहीं रोके जा रहे थे. तो I think more than due, it's been bad bowling. I would say RR ने जीता हुआ मैच मतलब गिफ्ट रैप करके तोहफे में दे दिया है उनको.
I think it's too
So-
soon to say this because now it's getting close. They're just taking singles. They're not looking for the boundary now.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
9 balls, 12 runs required at this point of time. So yeah, Ryan is really frustrated on SRH ke batsman yaar. He's saying Abhishek and Samad should learn from Shabaz. What an innings! What are these youngsters in SRH doing? So that's something that यार opinion बन गए एक SRH के batsman के बारे में. But Parthiv is asking that can CSK make a comeback? I think 9 balls 11 runs to get. I think एक wide डाल दिया है प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा ने. So 9 balls 11 runs to get. Till we get to the result of this game, we'll be discussing. But can CSK make a comeback, guys? 3 match हार चुके हैं. So what do you guys feel?
Arjun.
Yeah, I'm really looking for Hunger Gaikers to make his debut. I think he's going to be that X factor who could lift up CSK spirits. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't got a chance till now, but I really hope that he can be that X factor player. He was so impressive in the Under 19 World Cup also. So yeah, he's the only person left. I feel they've tried every other combination so far. He's the only person till Deepak Chahar comes. Of course, when Deepak Chahar comes, it'll be sorted, but I think that'll be too late because he's coming on 24th or something like that. So there's a long way for him to come.
Yes.
Yeah, Sans.
Omkar बोल रहे guys, I wish DK the best for his season when I met him. Yeah, so Omkar met DK. at Dadoji Gondev Stadium, Thane. And results dekh rahe ho. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Omkar, for making RCB win tonight.
Yes,
Arjun,
I'm
thank
very
you. बोल
happy.
दे Omkar को message कर दे session के बाद saying thank you. Yeah, Sans, you were about to say something on
Yeah,
CSK.
yeah.
I feel CSK can come back because उन्होंने पहले भी किया है. They have a very strong mental capacity to handle these sort of pressures. उन्होंने सालों साल झेला है and they have the man, the myth, the legend in MS Dhoni. मतलब वो he can lift the spirits of the team. But
100%.
बट हैविंग सेड दैट यार 3 मैचेस हार कर मतलब कम बैक करने के लिए you need that special player. And as Arjun rightfully said, it's shocking rather that Hungergaker has not made his debut for
Exactly.
CSK yet. The kind of under 19 World Cup he's had, और वो बैटिंग बॉलिंग दोनों करता है और काफी अच्छी बॉलिंग करता है. He's been one of the best players, so I think it's high time they fast track him. He should be playing, and maybe they can drop Mukesh Chaudhary and maybe get in a Hungergaker, give him that responsibility, groom him to
Wow.
be that next leader in the bowling attack along with Deepak Chair.
Yes. Yes. And Sans, while you were answering that question, DK has just matched 2 boundaries, to Prasidh Krishna. So now the equation is they just need 3 runs in the next 7 balls, is what the equation is. So quite RCB's game right now. DK is playing at a strike rate of 200 with
Yes.
44 runs of just 22 balls. I think we all knew that if DK does not get out, this is going to happen. DK wasn't even in a wishing list of any team's fan, but now we can see his value
Exactly.
exactly. And that is very true. Vishal is saying we saw there are too much wides from bowlers. Is it because of due or outside stumps bowling was the reason for too much wides and extras? Very interesting point made by Vishal that I think RCB in a game bowled about 40 extras, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
in a
Yes,
particular
yes.
game. So, yeah, I think, is it because of the due? I would really like to interact with you guys on this. That what do you think is the reason for so many extras? Sans, what do you feel? Even Arjun, you can interact.
Speaking of the wide Yorkers, that's always going to be the ploy against hard hitting batsmen. तो
Yeah,
उसके लिए solution यही है कि focus and hit on target. You can't tell your ball, you cannot tell your bowlers not to bowl wide Yorkers, क्योंकि अगर आप slow ball करोगे, the batsman is going to pick you and hit you out of the stands. अभी slow ball
100%.
जो है, slower ball was a very effective ball maybe 5-6 years back, लेकिन अभी batsmen practice करते हैं. They see what's coming out of hands. So the only option you have as a bowler is to hit the right length. क्योंकि
Correct.
अगर राइट लेंथ पड़ गया तो अच्छे से अच्छा बैट्समैन भी उस पर कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा.
100%. That's true.
सो अब उस चीज के ऊपर आई थिंक यू हैव टू बी एक्यूरेट. बट स्पीकिंग ऑफ वाइड्स, मतलब डाउन द लेग साइड, वो ड्यू के वजह से हो सकता है. अ लॉट ऑफ बॉलर्स ट्राई फॉर यॉर्कर्स, उसके चक्कर में फुल टॉस हो जाता है, तो कभी कभी वो चौका छक्का होता है. दे मिस देयर लाइन बिकॉज ऑफ द ड्यू. तो ये चीजें
Yes.
तो होंगी, ये चीजें
Yes.
तो होंगी डेफिनेटली. बट
And Sans,
you can
just for an update, sorry to cut you, just for an update, Yashasvi Jaiswal has been brought on to bowl the last over.
Yeah.
And a very interesting comment from Sachit was that Karthik Tyagi come back. So I think we all know where this is coming from. And Yashasvi Jaiswal is actually bowling the last over. I think it's just an opportunity. Game over is what Rahul Singh says.
हो गया.
So yeah, I think
First ball 4.
yes,
Oh,
I think
6.
so.
Okay.
Yes, so there's a 6
Yes,
hit of
it's
the
over.
very first ball.
Well played.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
and
didn't expect this. I didn't expect this, to be honest.
yes, and so RCB has won the game by 4 wickets. I think did not expect it in the first half of the second innings, but I think the experience
Exactly.
of DK and the
Shabazz.
great innings of Shahbaz has got this result for RCB. So we'll be wrapping this up quickly in 5 to 7 minutes. But guys, what are the key takeaways for you? Sans, if I may start with you, what are the key positives that you would like to take away from this game?
I think one thing we'll have to focus is on death bowling, because we need to find. We know for a fact that Chahal is going to be that one bowler, even if he's not going to take wickets, he's going to do something for you in the
Yeah.
match, and keep you in the chase. So matlab, one of the bowlers will have to step up. uh, Trent Bolt has been traditionally known as a power play bowler, जो power play में आके wicket लेता है. तो
Yeah.
मतलब they'll have to find someone who can do the job at death. And I think from what I see, Prasidh Krishna should be that guy who should be doing that, क्योंकि उन्होंने पिछला ओवर काफी सही डाला था, अगर वाइड वगैरह
True.
निकाल दें.
True. Yes.
को, कोशिश थी. So the I mean that's what matters. I mean the effort was there. He wasn't giving too many loose balls. But having said that, I mean outstanding batting by DK. मतलब मैं तो ये भी नहीं बोल सकता कि उन्होंने आरसीबी ने कुछ किया ही नहीं. I mean they have played really well. They have played really well, and it's a very good sign for RCB that they have got a experienced finisher like DK with them. And वो एक factor है which is going to take RCB ahead in the tournament, because
Yes,
as an
definitely.
opposition, even when 5 wickets were down, मैं क्रिक बस पे बैटिंग लाइनअप देख रहा था, and I was still thinking कि ये टेल तो बहुत ज्यादा लंबा है.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
5 wickets felt like 2 wickets कि अभी और wickets लेना है. So
Yeah.
I mean that's one thing that's going to trouble the other teams. I mean if they want to get RCB all out. And मुझे लगता है कि अभी RCB is not going to carry the baggage of previous seasons. कोई team move करने नहीं वाला है. It's a fresh
Yeah.
start with
Yes.
10 teams in IPL. No one is going to talk about what's happened in the past, and I think this is one of those seasons कि यहाँ कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. Literally every team is in the hunt. And I don't
Yes.
want to say it, but I'll say it. I would say even SRH is not out of the contention yet. 2 मैचेस के बाद हम लोग उनको बहुत ही मतलब ज्यादा हम लोगों ने उनको बंद ही कर दिया कमरे में कि तुम बाहर ही
Lightly
मत
नहीं
जाओ.
ले सकते. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are
That's
forgetting they have Kane Williamson, they have Nicholas Puran, they have Aiden Markram, they have a Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So ये टीम में सारे टीम में दम है. But the thing is you'll have to play hard cricket, man. You cannot let important moments slip away. I mean,
Slip away. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I think
it's test of mental strength more than skills. Skills तो
100%.
सबके पास है.
100%.
It's test of mental strength. जो
Yes.
मतलब आज
100%.
bowlers ने नहीं दिखाया, but they still have the time, and they're still in very good position. RR
Yes.
panic
Yes.
नहीं होना है
100%.
उनको. So if
True.
they,
True.
because RR हमेशा जब पहला मैच आती है, they go in a panic mode, but they have the good team, so they don't have to panic. It happens. इतना लंबा टूर्नामेंट में you are going to get a game where you're going to get absolutely smacked. तो
100%. 100%. And there
this
are a
one,
lot of comments. There are a lot of emotions in comments. Last 2 minutes में at least 20 से 30 comment आ चुके हैं हम लोग के पास, and everyone is mentioning about Rajasthan, RCB winning the game, bad captaincy from Sanju. But Arjun, I would just like to come to you if you could quickly sum it up that what are the greatest positives. I think DK, Shahbaz Ahmed are two of the greatest positives,
Yes,
but I
definitely.
think one thing that went unnoticed is that to restrict a batting order like the Rajasthan Royals to a mere total like 169, which is a par total on 1K day, as I would call it. I think
Yes.
how good a performance was that from your bowling order?
Yeah, barring the last 2 overs, I think it was a perfect bowling performance. Like they really utilized the conditions perfectly. Harshal Patel bowled those cutters perfectly and slowed down the whole batting. Like even though Butler was pretty much there the whole innings, he firstly faced very few balls and he struggled in his batting. If not for that last 2 overs, it would have been everyone would have criticized Butler. In fact, he redeemed himself to some extent with those last 2 overs smashing. And coming to the batting, like so, yesterday I saw a video where Faf du Plessis said that RCB needs to not bank on one or two superstars. They need to like make sure that everyone in the team contributes in a little way. And I think this match is a perfect example of that. Everybody contributed in their little way, and it was not like RCB earlier was all about Kohli and ABD. But I think this FAF has started a new kind of a culture where everybody is putting their hands up. Like there are more and more people contributing. The batting has become deeper, and everybody is
Exactly.
everyone has multi skills, and they're really putting their hands up and helping out the team. And I think this is a really good signs for RCB because normally these are kind
100%.
of things that you see with CSK and MI where there's a superstar in every match. But now slowly RCB is getting that kind of a trend going. So it's a really good sign. And most importantly, RCB have got a quality finisher in DK after a long, long time. Like we have not had someone who can
100%.
someone who can come at 5 down and win the match for RCB is like unheard of. So I'm really happy about that.
100%. I think it was a great game of cricket for both the sides to have. Also, Arjun, Sands, thank you very much for being on the show tonight. It was a pleasure to have you here. We would love to have you again, when your respective teams will be playing. So, thank you very much to both of you. And thank you to all our viewers who kept mentioning in the comment section, who kept giving us updates even before they uploaded on, a site like CricBus. So, thank you very much for all the viewers as well. I hope to see you tomorrow as well at the same time. Tomorrow is another blockbuster of a game. Mumbai Indians taking on the Kolkata Knight Riders. So I think we'll see you tomorrow at 10 p.m. Sans, Arjun, thank you very much. It was great to have you on the show. Wish you all a
Thank
very
you.
good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.